Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Escape Pod. Thank you so much for escaping with us. That's Andrew, and I'm Alex.
And as always, with great power comes great your mission, should you choose to accept it, ability. Mission Impossible week, everybody.
Yes, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning has just come out. We will be reviewing it on this episode. We will be ranking all 8 Mission Impossible Tom Cruise movies.
Oh, yeah.
We will be discussing some of our favorite stunts, but we're saving a full stunt bracket for the Patreon.
Which is Tom Cruise stunts in general. So it's Mission Impossible stunts, but then also other Tom Cruise stunts. And we're going to do a whole bracket of that, and that'll be probably Friday's episode. We're also going to be ranking... I don't know if you actually want to do this. I feel like it was more of a Patreon thing. Someone suggested that we review his top 10 Escape Pod podcast themed sex positions. I didn't tell you about this.
I've never heard this before.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. Top 10 sex moves. And he listed 10 of them, and they're all Escape Pod.
Who listed? Tom Cruise?
Someone in the Discord.
Oh.
The Elphaba, the Lisan Al Gaib.
Oh my gosh.
The Deborah.
Oh. Don't bring Deborah into this.
The Popcorn Bucket, Red Zone. The Deborah. Yes, we're role playing here. A therapy session turned erotic.
No.
I think yes.
No.
Be sure to still be spontaneous. So we'll be doing that on the Patreon as well.
I don't want to film the rest of that. Andrew is deathly ill. That will not be the first time he coughs. He is making some serious sacrifices for you, the viewer.
I love you.
He is very sick.
Yeah, it's okay. So we're going to be doing that.
Shall we talk about the elephant in the room?
Oh, what you're wearing?
No.
Oh, we already... Elephant in the room.
Are you being serious right now, Andrew?
Oh! The chair in the room. The room where it happened. Yeah, we're not sitting on foldable metal chairs anymore, mother fricker. Wow, I can't believe I just said that. I'm cringe, you know that? Do you know that?
I do know that.
Because I know that.
You're the worst.
I'm the worst.
So yes, Razer sent us these chairs.
I think they're the Isker V2X, but they're very comfy.
They're very comfy.
I think we've officially made it.
Because we're in chairs instead, like these chairs instead of the Walmart foldable chairs we've had for the last 2 years?
The metal foldable chairs that we sit on for hours on end for 2 years now. We finally decided... We didn't even decide. Razer gave us these chairs.
Correct.
So
shout out Razer.
Thank you, Razer, for helping our butt cheeks and our mental health.
I will say it's already made a
so much
tremendous
better.
difference.
I'm
so much more comfortable.
I'm locked in, baby.
I'm just my only thing is I'm worried about these chairs are big.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about running into Megatron. I'm worried about running into Green Goblin. And I'm also we're probably going to downsize the table.
Yeah, we might have to downsize the table.
The table,
but worth it.
I think so.
Just to be closer to you. High-low Buffalo?
Yeah, let's do it. You can start.
Yeah, I think you started last time.
Yes, yeah.
So since it's Mission Impossible week, my high is the fact that we watched all 7 Mission Impossible movies in the Discord over the last week and a half before the new one came out. I wanted to watch all of them, so I decided to just do it with the Discord. Patrons, Deborah tier patrons, got to actually join the voice call and talk during the movies, and patrons got to chat in the chat, but then everyone in the Discord was able to join and watch.
Correct.
So join the Patreon, join the Discord if you haven't. We did all 7. It was a lot of fun. It was just really fun. One, because it was with the community and hanging out with you guys was really fun. So thank you to everyone who jumped in the call and was typing, just the inside jokes, the banter was fun, making fun of the movies, having fun with the movies, but then just the movies being awesome. I can't remember the amount of times that I was in there on the call with everybody, and I was just like, this is why I love movies. This is just, these movies are great.
They're the best.
This is fun. So that was my high for the last couple weeks.
I was able to join for Rogue Nation,
which is your
my favorite is Fallout, but and we'll get to that. Spoiler alert, sorry, but Rogue Nation is the 5th one, and that was just a frickin' blast.
Yeah.
I mean, just so much fun. I do regret not being able to join for much more, any more than that one. But on May 4th, I was able to watch with everybody. We watched the Onion cut of 1977's New Hope, and that was something that Onion one of the mods in the Discord was edited together and everything, put blood, sweat, and tears into making the best version of New Hope. So we watched that together on May 4th. So we are trying to do more movie night type things on the Discord, and I think you've done a really great job with that.
Thank you. The Deborah tier gets one
a month.
One a month.
The one we just did was the original Lilo and Stitch.
So good, dude.
It was probably my favorite movie night we've had so far with the Deborah tier.
Really?
Just because I just adore that movie so much. It's an easy 10 out of 10. I think it's the best Disney movie ever, but like it's my favorite at least. It was so much fun watching with everybody and having all the people in the Deborah tier. I mean, every 5 minutes somebody was like, "Holy shit, this is a way better movie than I remember." Because it is.
Even just, Onion, he's
negative about everything.
He's negative Nancy over here, and he was like, "This is the best thing in the world."
Yeah.
No, it's really good.
Yeah. So.
My low is going to be that I'm sick. Every time I get sick or I'm out of town for like a week, I realize how much happens in a week. Like I've been out of commission for like maybe 3 or 4 days. I haven't worked out in 4 days. It's been driving me crazy. But also like I started getting sick and I was able to do the Mission Impossible screening for Final Reckoning at IMAX headquarters. But then like the next day I had a screening for The Phoenician Scheme, which I skipped.
Oh.
And then I had a screening for Karate Kid Legends this morning that I also skipped. So it's like I've been out for like half a week and I've missed multiple events, which has been annoying. And I want to go see some other movies that are out that I'm missing. So that's whatever. And I wasn't able to hang out as much. I was supposed to go to Disneyland. With friends, and that didn't happen either. There was no way I was making it to that. So my low is that I'm sick. Mm-hmm. My Buffalo, not going to get into this a ton, but it's Claris Health. It's a charity. I think I've mentioned it to you before. I've worked with them a few times in the past. We're an escape, and I feel like this is a good company that helps people escape because it's surrounding a topic that is very divisive in the country, but they don't really like pick a side on that. They are just here to help. So you can get help. It's basically for women and reproductive things, and that's something that I'm passionate about, helping people that are in situations that they don't feel like they have a lot of answers or options, and just kind of helping them see their options. And Claris Health feels to me like a hug for women and families that need it, that are going through something. So again, we're not jumping into the politics and whatever bullcrap that all comes with. And
I certainly hope not.
Yeah, neither do they. They are just there to provide really, really good services. And I've met with the CEO multiple times, and I've gone to some of their events and met them. And I did a Mother's Day event. That's why this one's recent, because that was on my mind, because we went and they just had like a night or a day where like moms could come out that were needing a day, and they did a raffle and help them make flowers, and they had childcare and stuff like that. So if you're in the LA area and you know someone that needs something like that, I just wanted to shout them out, because that's something I'm passionate about, and helping people and women in those kind of situations.
This isn't paid or anything.
No,
I just want to make that
of course
clear.
not. No. So if you know anyone, look them up, CLARIS Health, and then if you want to donate, you can donate that. I just think they do cool stuff, so I wanted to throw that into my Buffalo.
Well, that's very nice, Andrew. That's very nice.
Also, shout out antibiotics and steroids. That's my other.
You're
high.
on the roids?
I'm on the roids, man.
You're gonna end up with one testicle?
Is that what happens?
That's what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He has one testicle?
I believe so.
I mean,
because of the steroids.
He's still pretty cool, though. I'm not on those kind of steroids. I'm on the stop making my nose produce mucus steroids, not the testicle losing steroids.
Do you think when his testicle left, do you think he thought the testicle would come back, like an I'll be back situation?
It's good.
Yeah.
You think his ball was like, I'll be back.
I'll be back, but then it didn't come back.
It never came back.
No, because his testicle isn't Arnold. It's a part of Arnold, but it didn't have the full Arnold aura to be back.
How much of Arnold would there need to be for his body parts to be able to say that and actually mean it?
That's a great question. Like,
50%?
what's the ratio?
Yeah. Like would his arm be like, I'll be back, and then actually do it?
I don't know if just the arm.
But he's got a big arm. You know what I mean?
He does have a big arm.
He's got a big old arm.
I think you need a little bit of torso in there. Like if the arm came...
So one pec.
I'll give you the pec arm.
One man boob.
I'll be back. He'll be back.
Would you like me less if I only had one testicle?
No, but I would make fun of you for it.
Absolutely.
I would.
I'd be so mad if you didn't.
Oh my gosh.
If you have a friend with one testicle and you don't bring that up daily, you're not being a good friend.
Correct. I would just call you singular.
Me what?
I would just call you singular.
Nice. You think that would my chronic singleness would be even worse?
Of course.
Or would that like I'm like a freak show?
I would just call you Uno.
Uno
and I would do
Paulo.
it in public, but I wouldn't acknowledge it. I would just be like Mr. Uno over here,
And they'd be like,
"Why?"
"What?
He likes the game," and I'd be like something like that.
Did you see they made an American version of Uno as the card game? And it's just called One.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So ridiculous.
That's so ridiculous.
I'm gonna stop talking. Your turn.
Do you think it's gonna affect the mic? Or are you gonna be upset editing it?
No, they're just gonna deal with it. I'm trying to cough away.
That's nice. All right.
I
Well,
was sucking upon a cough drop.
okay.
Major suckage on the cough drop. I'm just gonna say things as weird as possible this episode because I'm really out of it.
I'm not gonna say pause though. I'm just gonna let you roll with it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm fully comfortable with that.
My high-low buffalo. Speaking of not saying pause, I absolutely fucked you in the ass yesterday, and I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, but I'm really proud of what happened the night before
That's fine.
because that was tough.
Yeah, congratulations. I was playing with somebody that doesn't know how to play the game.
Yeah, and it was 9-9 after like an hour and a half of playing.
We play Super Smash Brothers a lot. We're very passionate in this household about that game. And I am significantly better than Andrew. And therefore, whenever...
Significantly is a
No, it's not. Let's play 1-on-1. Let's give it to the patrons.
an interesting word.
Let's see if you win a single game.
The last live stream did not go particularly well.
No, it did not. And so because I am significantly better than Andrew, I have to always be given a teammate that is significantly, like clearly the worst player that's around us. And so I was given the worst player in a series up to 10 wins. In a 19-game series, you beat me and Jake, our new roommate, who has no idea how to fucking play the game, 10-9. Which was very frustrating for me that it went to the Game 7 situation and you won.
And the last stock was just you and me on the stage.
Was it? Oh, congratulations! I'm sure you had a huge percent lead. You probably had a stock.
No, it
lead
was
as
like
well.
it was like a 20% lead.
All right.
I get lucky every once in a while. Is what I'm saying.
But so you won, and then
All right,
the next
come on.
morning,
Yeah.
morning, we played, and I was given the worst teammate again, and we lost really quickly because you had a very good teammate, Dylan, and so it was like 10-5 or something like that. You really killed it, and you were talking shit. You were running your mouth in the kitchen. You said me and Dre, who is terrible, versus
Dre
me and
is
Rachel. And you said, we'll dog walk you. And I said, okay. And I bet you $1,000. Mm-hmm. And you were like, okay, yeah, sure. You were feeling yourself. Now you did immediately go $100. And we shook on it. And what was the score? 10-2?
Yeah,
I mean,
10-2.
we just absolutely destroyed you.
It was brutal.
And then
the main thing was I just wanted to play more Smash, and I was totally
You were
fine
willing to pay
paying
$100
to play some
Sure.
more.
Sure.
But I really realized because then there was at one point you and like Jake.
Me and Jake won 9 games out of 19. And you were giving me Rachel, who's better than Dre.
Way better than Dre and Jake.
It was you and Dre versus me and Jake, and it was 10-9.
Yeah.
And
then
now
I
you're
gave you
giving
a
me
better...
Rachel, who was top 5 in the house. Rachel's very good. And it was like, and you stuck with Dre. Like, you almost lost with Dre to me and Jake.
Yeah.
Jake is terrible. Jake is actually the worst.
He's getting better, though. He's better than he was.
Sure. The low bar. So we shit on you immediately, but then you wanted to play Smash again.
Yeah, I
so
did.
you risked another $100.
Yeah, I did.
And it was you and Dylan. Dylan is much better than Dre.
Yeah.
So that was fair. And you guys did win the first 2 games. Rachel and I still ended up winning 10-5.
10-7.
Oh, 10-7. You're right.
10-7. We won 2 games
At the end.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. So 10-7.
Do you know how many times Dylan killed himself?
Yeah, he's terrible.
It was crazy. Like literally like 6 or 7 times. He just like
it wasn't so much of him killing himself. He just died way earlier than he should have.
Well, he was doing that too. There were some games though where he like
Locked in, and he would play great.
500%, 5 kills.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
crazy. And the
absolutely.
next game he would just throw himself off the map.
Yeah.
Very hot and cold. But I was too. It was fun though.
So my high is I duped you into giving me $200. Yes.
So, guys, please join the Patreon. With that being said, no.
My low is pretty easy one. Is the Star Wars community, man, real mean.
Yeah.
We really liked Andor. We really liked Andor season 2. We each gave it 8s out of 10s.
Oh yeah.
Just said a couple of complaints or whatever. And we're getting absolutely massacred in every. I mean, if you guys, I assume most of you guys are watching on YouTube. Like, go back to last week's episode and look at the comments. People are not happy that we gave this show that we liked an 8 out of 10. Mind you, that's like a really high score.
I gave it an 8.5 to 9.
Yeah. But we did have complaints.
Yeah, and we think season 1's better.
And we think season 1 is better. And we're the biggest idiots in the world for it.
Oh, dude.
But like, I don't know if I've ever said this before. It comes with the job. Like, I get the nastiest messages all the time. Like, it just comes with the job. Like, people send me things that are really unnecessary. You know, death threats are very common at this point. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Because it's like, oh, I like The Last Jedi and you think that ruined Star Wars, whatever. But when I'm getting death threats and it's like, I'm going to kill you if I ever see you in person because you didn't think Andor season 2 is the greatest thing of all time, even though I still really liked it, I'm drawing the line there.
Yeah, no,
I actually have a problem with that. Like, I don't ever say things like this, but like,
it's like someone called me racist because I gave Sinners a 9 out of 10.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was one too.
I just said it wasn't like, I don't think it's the best movie in the last decade.
Yes.
But I still gave it a 9 out of 10. It's my second favorite movie of the year. And people were like, this guy's racist.
Yes. No, we posted TikTok with your review of Sinners. I was very high on it. I give it like a 10 out of 10 or whatever. But we posted your review of Sinners. And the first thing you say is, Sinners is amazing. It's unbelievable. It's the first thing you say. The most liked comment is, this movie just isn't for their kind. I'm like, what? I give it a 10 out of 10. The first thing he says is that it's amazing. I don't know. Yeah, I just like, if you want to send us death threats and tell us how much we suck when you really disagree with us, sure, do whatever. But like, we loved Andor season 2. Like, what are you gonna fucking do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess so.
There are idiots on the internet.
And then my Buffalo, real quick, is just wanted to send a reminder to our audience that this is going to be the greatest summer of our lives.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know about you. I am peak excitement for Fantastic Four and Superman. I've just reached it.
You've reached it?
You're
there.
I don't know how I could physically
over.
be more excited about this. And this transition.
Are you hard right now?
I've got a little chub. Yeah.
Well, unless you're rock solid, you could technically physically be more excited.
I now cannot physically be more excited. I just opened my legs.
Nice work.
This is something I want to talk about.
Stupid.
Have you seen the new Superman suit shot? The new picture that they've released?
Maybe, but show it to me again. No, I have not seen this.
Look at it zoomed in.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Peak.
so I just want to say something to everybody here. Oh, let me full screen this so they don't see me saying the N-word. Just kidding, I don't say the N-word.
In your notes, you're in your notes app just typing out the N-word?
Just constantly. It's the Theo Von clip. When I need to get it out, I
just
write it down.
What the?
Okay, I love this picture so much. This is an amazing picture,
Yeah,
okay?
I
have
agree.
one thing to say about this picture. Why the fuck wasn't this the suit
The first
reveal?
picture.
Right?
The suit reveal. Yeah.
Because the suit reveal is him being like
It's
emo
hunched
and
over.
the suit's all dirty. And
It's dark.
Look at how fucking majestic this
No,
looks.
yeah, that's way better.
This is the best shot of him ever.
Yeah, I agree.
David Cordsweat, please come on the podcast.
Yeah, you look sexy, and we'll tell you to your face.
We love you so much. We will glaze the shit out of your movie. Please, David Cordsweat, come on the podcast.
What if it sucks?
Doesn't matter. We'll lie.
No,
we never lie. We never lie. We never
Don't
lie.
say that. We will not.
But yeah, I don't like. Look, it doesn't matter because it looks perfect. But like, I don't know. Like this is by far the most excited I've been about seeing this suit. I mean, the collar works, the lines. It doesn't look over designed. Yeah, I'm peak excited for that, and I'm getting peak excited for Fantastic Four, man. Every time I get a look at those suits and the marketing and this and that, I've had my complaints about the casting and everything for Fantastic Four. I'm just fully to the point where I don't give an F, dude.
Give me a percentage out of 100 for both Superman and Fantastic Four, your confidence level that they will be an 8 out of 10 or higher.
I'm 90% for Superman.
Okay.
I'm very confident that Superman will be great at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fantastic Four is going to be like an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Is 8 out of 10 or higher?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go 75% for Fantastic Four.
I'm a 70 on Superman and a 60 on Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I'm still very I think both of these movies could still suck.
I know.
But that doesn't mean I'm not wildly excited for both.
Of course. Is there... Which one are you more excited for right now?
Superman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm really getting there. Every time I see a look at those... I know you're not a suits guy, but like, can't you appreciate the Fantastic Four suits?
Yeah. They're great.
They're phenomenal. Did you see the basketball commercial that came out today?
Where they're going up the elevator? Yeah, that was good.
It's great.
Why are we I can just fly up here.
Yeah. Which it's not perfect, but it's to the point where I don't give an F. Like, I'm just so excited to see this movie. I'm getting...
I like the color theming with your shirt and hat today.
Thank you, Andrew. You usually don't
recognize
that kind of stuff, but I appreciate it. It means an extra bit from you. Biggest news in the history of the podcast, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars have both been delayed.
You know what that means?
To December of their respective years. What does it mean, Andrew?
Marvel has no idea what the frick they're doing.
Oh, I thought you were going to be very positive about this decision.
No. I'm always fine with delaying things. I think it's a good thing. I'm not. Everyone's gnashing and wailing of teeth and tearing their clothes. I'm not. Because I'm sure they need more time to figure it out.
Of course, yes.
But yeah, there just seems to be no confidence with what they're doing after the Kang thing and after this. Mm-hmm. So it just seems like they're delaying the inevitable, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm being too negative.
Do you have
I do know that, what is it, December 19th? So
yes.
we don't get to see our families for Christmas?
Correct.
We got to stay in LA.
For back-to-back.
To work.
For back-to-back Decembers. That's something I wanted to say to you. December should belong to Star Wars. What are we doing? Mando and Grogu's in May and Avengers is in December? Flip those. You know what I'm saying?
Why does that matter?
Avengers movies feel like summer movies. No Way Home was a Christmas movie. That was fine. But otherwise, the big Avengers events should be summer.
May.
And big Star Wars should be December. That's a Christmas event.
Okay.
What do you think of that take?
Yeah. I don't really care, but like the feeling, if I had to choose a season for each, I would agree with that assessment.
Thank you. I do want to say this. I kind of expect the Marvel movies, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, to be delayed again. I think they're going to be delayed to the subsequent summers after. So as of right now, Doomsday is December of 26.
Yeah.
I think it'll come out summer of 27.
Dang.
And Secret Wars, December of 27, summer of 28.
Do you remember originally it was supposed to be Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars in like the same year?
May
of this year.
November of 25.
Like we were supposed to already have an Avengers
Kang
movie.
Dynasty.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is it legal to change that amount of stuff?
Yeah.
Like, you are promising us things that are not true, even in the slightest.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We'll see. But I'm still obviously, those are the two biggest events of all time that the podcast will be around for when they happen. So I'm still very excited for them. I'm still very interested to see what's going on. I do think it's a good thing that they've been delayed. Take as much time as you want. What's your opinion between Fantastic Four and the next MCU movie that comes out, Avengers Doomsday? There is a 17-month gap. What's your opinion on that?
I would rather have that than 5 shows in 2 months and 4 movies a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we went through that in Phase 4,
yeah,
where they were just throwing stuff at us.
Yeah.
Now, it's still a little bit of a gap, obviously. And
yeah.
What do we have in between? Like, we're getting Ironheart.
We get Ironheart in June. We'll probably get other shows. Maybe Vision Quest will eventually come out in that time period. But we're not getting any movies between those two.
Yeah, no movies.
Yeah.
We're getting Born Again next year, right?
Yeah, we'll get Born Again between then. Yeah.
Everyone lock in for that.
Mm-hmm. We'll get another season of X-Men 97.
Oh, everyone lock in for that.
Yeah, of course.
So, of the two alternatives, I would take less for more quality because I've been enjoying that this past year where we just got Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, we've gotten less, but it's felt better. Watching Marvel it was a chore for a minute. Mm-hmm. It was a chore, and now it doesn't feel as much of a chore. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I have space to breathe. I'm not excited for Ironheart that much, but like I'm excited for some of these things because I feel like I have time to breathe and watch these things. So the gap is a little annoying, and if the gap is for something big like Avengers, I can also excuse it a little bit more, but 17 months is pushing it.
It's a lot. Yeah. I will say it's awful for business.
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible for work.
What's the next DC movie after Superman?
Supergirl.
Really? They're doing Superman then Supergirl?
Yes,
When's that come out?
Woman of Tomorrow. Next year. They've already finished principal photography. They're done filming. Speaking of Ironheart that you just brought up, you recently had a really interesting perspective on Ironheart off air that I wanted you to bring up on air. You notoriously don't give an F about CGI. I've seen you complain about CGI maybe 3 times in the entirety of the 2 years that this podcast has been around, but you feel very strongly about the Ironheart CGI. Please do tell.
Yeah, there's times where CGI is bad. Like, you don't like the Shang-Chi battle. You don't like a lot of stuff, but I just don't really care unless it's overtly bad. There was not a moment where she was on screen in the suit in Wakanda Forever where I was like not like looking around like,
this looks terrible.
Are we being serious?
Yeah.
And it might be a little bit better in the show, I'm not sure, but like even watching the trailer, like there were parts where I was like, this could be an animated show. I was like, this looks like, if you didn't tell me straight up, and I just saw this clip right here, and like, especially that clip when she first shows up in Wakanda Forever and she's in the sky. Anytime I see a picture or a clip of that, I'm like, that's a video game cutscene. And I think the TV show looks like that a little bit sometimes too. Yeah.
Why do you think that is, that the Riri Williams Ironheart suits look so much worse than the Iron Man suits? Because the Iron Man suits in the MCU always look great.
Yeah, they look great. I mean, the nanotech obviously looks a little bit more
wonkier.
Like, obviously, Iron Man 1 looks different. Mach 1 looks Mach 3 looks very different than the
nanotech
in Infinity War and Endgame. But yeah, they still look better, right? I don't know. And we talk about this too. We go back in time and we watch things like Pacific Rim, and it's just like, where is this? Where is this? The industry has changed.
I just wanted to call that out because, I mean, I can't... What's another bad CGI moment that you've called out? I can't remember. Like, nothing off the top of my head comes to mind. Maybe did you hate the She-Hulk CGI?
No.
Oh, so you didn't even hate that?
I mean, I don't think it's great. I would have called it out, but I wouldn't call it out as much as this. Like, it wasn't as distracting as this is.
Interesting. Yeah, so...
The floating head in Love and Thunder. But even then,
I don't really have a problem with the floating head in Love and Thunder because it's like 2 seconds. And
that's what I'm saying. It's like not that big of a,
it doesn't.
It's not a superhero reveal flying in the sky moment. It's supposed to be a goofy, like this kid is using goofy magic to try.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thanks.
The upcoming live action How to Train Your Dragon is coming up. We already saw it at CinemaCon. We will be reviewing it closer to when the embargo is lifted, et cetera, so look forward to that. Mason Thames, the star, he plays Hiccup in the new film. He has been on a little bit of a press tour doing the things, and he recently went to Epic Universe.
Yeah.
And got to see Isle of Berk, and he got to do the Spider-Man meme with the Hiccup, which is great.
I'm Hiccup. No, I'm Hiccup. Yeah, I saw it.
Great, very cute. Did you see what he was wearing in Orlando in May?
I didn't notice.
He is wearing a black t-shirt and long black pants.
Oh, is he okay?
Who did wardrobe for this?
That's insane.
He's suffocating.
Yeah, are you trying to kill him?
You're going to kill him.
You're going to kill the
and
star
you
of the
see
show.
the girl that plays Astrid.
Yeah.
And she's in like a little flowy shirt. It's like a crop top. She's in little shorts. She looks as comfortable as possible. Are you pulling up the picture? Look at him. You got it?
Yeah, it's a black t-shirt, but it's black pants.
Black pants! All black in May in Universal? Are you out of your gourd?
No, that's one-way ticket to dying.
Whoever from Universal dressed him needs to be shot. And if he dressed himself, then he earned all of that.
Dang.
That's all I could think of in every single one of those clips.
There's one
was
shot of
he's
him-
dead.
This seems like a different day or something, but he's wearing black pants again, and then like a button-up shirt, and then a jacket. This is a picture in front of the park. Dude, you need to go as like without getting arrested, as close to naked as you can.
At Universal or Disney
in Orlando. Yes.
from the months of April to September or October, to be honest. I every single one of those clips,
It makes you uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh. I felt so bad for the kid. I think he's going to be a superstar. I don't know how you feel about it.
No, yeah, I think he's gonna get some more stuff for sure.
I think he's going to be one of the most successful actors of this upcoming generation.
You think he's the next Timothy?
I think he could be as successful as Timothée Chalamet, yes. In other news, have you seen, I don't know, are you a huge Hunger Games fan?
Not huge.
Have you seen this cast for the Sunrise of the Reaping movie?
The Sunrise of the Weeping. They keep having to add longer. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. No, I haven't.
It's redonkulous. They've got Ray Fiennes to play Snow.
Oh, he's Snow.
Yes, so he is now Voldemort and Snow, two of the most notorious bad guys in book history.
Yeah.
They just got recent, right off the back of his Oscar win, Kieran Culkin. He is playing Flickerman, Lucky Flickerman, the Stanley Tucci character. I mean, everybody, they got Elle Fanning as a character. I mean, this cast is ridiculous. I would say give the casting director a raise, but don't give the casting director a raise. Raise the budget for this film. How are you affording all of these people? This is
Maya Hawke.
Maya Hawke.
Jesse Plemons.
This is the prequel to Jesse Plemons. This is the prequel to Woody Harrelson's character. This is about Woody Harrelson's character, and it's just everything in this cast has been just the most famous, best casting you could possibly get.
I don't think it's that insane.
Oh, I do.
Would you say Ralph is an A-list? I don't think he is. I think he's B.
So he was just nominated for an Oscar for Conclave. He's Voldemort. He was nominated for an Oscar for Schindler's List, one of the best villain performances ever in that movie.
I think yeah, sure, but
I understand it. Good acting is not A-list. I understand what you mean.
He's not Tom Cruise. He's not The Rock. Those are A-list.
He's
not Taylor Swift.
Would you call Adrian Brody A-list?
No.
Yeah. All right. I will give you both of those. I will give Ray Fiennes and Adrian Brody B-list. I will give you.
I'm just saying there's not I don't think there's an A-list actor in here.
Huh. And yeah, Kieran Culkin off the Oscar win. You don't think?
No.
After Succession and then the Oscar win?
No, he's not A-list.
Okay. I'll give you that.
I mean, it's a good cast. I'm just saying I don't think it's like it's not like it's what was that movie a few years ago that freaking had everyone? Frick, what was it?
You're talking about Asteroid City.
Oh, that's
by
great.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
But that's Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson can get whoever he wants.
It's a Hunger Games movie.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm full of shit. Last thing I want to talk about real quick before we get into our Mission Impossible review and some more segments is, are you familiar with the new Pixar show on Disney Plus, Win or Lose?
Yeah.
You haven't watched it, though.
Have not watched it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I've heard.
One of the best Pixar projects ever.
Maybe I should react to it. Yeah,
It's unbelievable. Every episode is better. You don't understand how the writing could possibly be this good. I was watching it, and I know I've complained about how Pixar has become a sequel factory, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, they've still fucking got it. It is magic, Andrew. It's unbelievable how good Win or Lose is.
And then you go watch the trailer for Elio.
Yeah, I'm really not interested.
No, you're not the first person to bring up Win or Lose, so I should.
It was highly recommended to us from a couple friends of ours, but I'm so glad I watched it.
How many episodes?
8 or 9.
Okay.
And they're short, but they pack a punch, dude. I was just floored.
It's got that Pixar magic.
Magic.
Great, then I'll definitely watch it.
You know how we're always talking about Pixar moments, and Up has multiple Pixar moments. Yeah. Even though I'm lower on that movie. And Elemental has a Pixar moment, and Coco has a couple iconic Pixar moments. Felt like every episode of Win or Lose had a Pixar moment. Every episode, dude. You're just watching it and you can't believe how they're personifying these very adult themes for children. It's just... If you have kids, watch Win or Lose with them. That's the number one thing I can recommend to our audience. If you're in our audience and you have kids, watch Win or Lose with them because it's just beautiful.
Top 3 shows you want to watch with your kids. Go.
Oh, great question. Avatar: The Last Airbender's number 1.
Nice.
That's the clear number 1. Win or Lose might be up there, I swear to God. I know that it's recency bias, but Win or Lose, it's so great.
Batman the Animated Series?
That's up there.
It doesn't have to be a kid's show either. Like, it can be something you watch with them.
When they're older?
When they're, like, teenagers or something.
Andor would be sick.
Andor would be sick.
Andor would be sick. Haunting of Hill House might be sick. I need to wait till they're like 14, 15. Invincible.
Yeah.
Invincible might be my favorite show of all time, man. Every time I think about it, I'm just like...
It's good.
I'm just like, oh, this is the best thing that's ever happened
You
to
get
me.
warm and fuzzy on the inside?
Yeah, I do. I just love it so much.
Do you get warm and fuzzy on the inside when you think about me?
Only when I think about you in a sexual manner.
What about a business manner?
I don't get warm and fuzzy. I get like aroused. Like I'm like.
So when you think of me in a sexy manner, you get warm and fuzzy, and when you think of me in a business manner, you get horny.
Correct. It's a little bit of an oxymoron.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a switch.
It works.
It works.
Hey, Battlefront 3.
Yeah, we need Battlefront 3.
Battlefront 3.
We need it.
You know what's going on today with the stream? The big stream? Okay, so they've called together. They're like, we need everybody to stream on Saturday. That's today, okay? You ready for this? Battlefront 2 is currently sitting at 300,000 concurrent players.
Wow.
They have peaked. Like, Battlefront 2 has never been more popular than right now. And it's from the people that are like, we need Battlefront 3. I'm just saying, keep it up. I've been seeing the comments.
It's in not comments. It's in the podcast
but
comments.
They're slowing down. Do not slow down. We need to bully EA into giving us Battlefront 3. If they give us Battlefront 3, I've never played Battlefront 2. I've watched a lot of it, but I've never played it. I never played the original Battlefront 2. Everybody knows I'm not a video game guy. I didn't grow up with video games, etc. I will buy whatever I need to buy, the monitor, the PC, whatever. I will stream Battlefront 3 the day it comes out if they do it. EA, you hear that? The Escape Pod podcast is telling you Battlefront 3.
And we have all the sway in the world.
Exactly.
They're scared of us.
That's why we were able to get David Cornsweat on the podcast, because we asked. He's sitting right here, isn't he? No, please, come on, David, please. You ready for Mission Impossible?
Yep. What do you want? We're just ranking it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here is our reviews for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Out of 10. 3, 2, 1.
8.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
It's got some problemos,
It absolutely does.
but it's got some epicosity.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
That final sequence, it's top tier action movie stuff.
For sure. As is most Mission Impossible movies.
Absolutely.
That felt like it fit in with almost, the last 4 movies that came before it.
Absolutely.
The first hour and a half, not as much.
No, unfortunately not.
Someone told me that it had like 27 flashbacks and like 13 of them were before the Mission Impossible credits, theme song played. And it was like, okay, that kind of sums it up. There's some problems. They're trying to stick in a lot. There's a lot of new characters, but they're also trying to harken back to the old stuff. And it does feel kind of like that's fine. Especially for me, because I had just watched the 7 movies.
Yes, I was going to say that
that's
too.
the way to do it, you know? But it does feel like they're jumping around a lot. They jump from the getting, not to spoil it too much, but Palm's character getting her, and then jumping back, and then jumping to the Ving Rhames Luther stuff, and then he's putting the mask on and going in the thing. So it's kind of jumping around. It's not as... Oh, and when we're getting Grace shows up. That scene is like 60 seconds long, but in a different country, and they're trying to do something else. So it's like bang, bang, bam, bam. It just doesn't flow as well as some of the other Mission Impossible movies, and there's not a ton of action or any big action sequences or anything that gets you on the edge of your seat until the submarine, which is
incredible.
I love that whole sequence. You're on edge, and it goes on for a long time, and it's great, and all the things that keep happening. But it does take a while to get there.
I have one very strong opinion about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. You ready for this? Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, no. So
It's the same thing.
you ready for this? Mm-hmm. This is how we know we've done the podcast for a long time. I was talking to Dylan Stark
Yep.
about it, and just based on, we don't talk about movies until we're on the podcast.
Yep. This is the first time I'm hearing your opinion. This is the first time you're hearing mine.
Correct. Just based on what other people had said about Mission Impossible 8.
Yeah.
I went to Dylan and I said, I think I'm going to think that it's like Endgame, where it's a good, fun conclusion with some epic moments at the end, but it's messy for the first part of it. And all he said was, yeah, you and Alex have worked together for a long time. I was like, oh, so he said the exact same thing. I agree. This is...
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the Avengers Endgame of action movies. It just is.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
messy,
not
but
a
fun.
bad thing. Like,
it's
Avengers
still good.
Endgame is one of the greatest experiences for many people in their lives, you included.
Yes, but Endgame is better.
I do think Endgame is better than Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I do as well.
But it's a mess, and the nostalgia bait at the start. I mean, it's just the first hour and a half is just nostalgia bait. And there are some reveals of some characters and reveals about other characters that's just like, this doesn't even need to be in this. Like,
No.
this, like, what are you doing here? And then you get to the final sequence, and it's the greatest action set piece you've ever seen in your life. And you're just like, oh, never mind. Wow, this is amazing. And you leave the theater in a very good mood and very happy because it's just so enjoyable. And that's what Avengers Endgame is. It's too long. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is too long. It drags for so much of it. It's a mess, nostalgia bait, whatever. But it's a blast when you get to the end. And that's the biggest thing I have to say about it. Can you do me a favor? I know I'm going to ask you to do a favor for me that you don't like doing. Can you sing for me real quick?
No, but I can hum.
I'll let you hum. Can you hum the Mission Impossible theme song for me, please?
Bum, bum, ba-da, bum,
I need the
bum,
part right after that.
bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Okay. Do-do-do, 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 do-do.
Morse code.
Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about right here. You ready?
Yeah.
Severance.
Yeah, when you just sang it, I was wondering if you're going to make the Severance point or the Morse code point. It does sound like Severance.
It sounds exactly like Severance. Isn't that interesting? It's pretty much the same melody. It's just...
Severance is slower.
Yep. They changed the BPM.
Yeah, it's more dramatic.
Yeah. But... and it's with the piano instead of the...
Do you want to do, like, spoilers, or do you want to do our rankings? Do you want to save spoilers, or...
I don't think we even need to do spoilers.
Okay. The other thing I want to say... this is in like all the trailers, like you've seen it 5,000 billion times on TikTok and everything. So this is not a spoiler, but in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, the plane sequence is obviously insane. And I know everyone has seen it 5,000 times. It's in every marketing thing ever. They've shown the behind the scenes. Everyone knows it's amazing. Everyone has seen it. It's still amazing in the movie. Like, I thought I had seen all of it, but it goes on for so long. And I was just massively impressed, even though I thought they had played their hand too early, like too many times by showing it in the trailer so many times. But even then, it's just fun to watch. And there are moments, like, I got an email. I saw it at IMAX headquarters, early screening with IMAX. And someone who was working there or hosting the screening DM'd me on Instagram and was like, I walked in to the theater to see how it was going, and I saw you leaned forward in your chair on the edge of your seat, literally, during that whole sequence. And I was like, yeah, it's true, I was.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I think the plane sequence... Now, I think the plane sequence in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the greatest stunt I've ever seen.
I love that you brought this up, Andrew.
And we're going to get into that because we're going to rank stunts. And we're going to do a stunts bracket on the Patreon and all of that. And I'm not a stunt person.
Nope.
I haven't researched how stunts work.
Nope.
I don't read stunt comics. I'm just commenting on the movie. So hopefully I can talk about this and that be okay with people. But I am talking about this movie and my experience with the movies that I've seen and the stunts that I have seen. And just the fact that he really did it, and it's that long, and the sequences that we see, I think it's one of if not the greatest stunt that I have ever seen.
Okay, I'm so excited you brought
Because of
this
how
up.
practical it is.
I'm so excited why you brought this up. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I agree with everything you just said. I think that it's an unbelievable achievement, unbelievable stunt. It's an unbelievable sequence, etc. I did not feel the exhilaration or fear for Tom Cruise's life in that sequence that I feel in the Rogue Nation plane hanging on sequence.
That's insane.
Or the dirt bike off of the mountain in Dead Reckoning Part 1. Because of the way it is shot. I understand that this is Tom Cruise.
I wanted you to bring this up.
I understand that this is Tom Cruise, so I understand that he did all of this for real. But I felt this way, my mother felt this way, and the person we were sitting with at the premiere felt this way. The way it is shot, there were multiple parts in the sequence where I'm like, oh yeah, that could totally be green screen. And it doesn't look bad. Like, it wasn't like bad CGI or anything like that, because they're probably really doing it. But the way it is shot, it's not this out of camera, like it's not this really far away camera thing for much of it.
But they give you that.
They do. But for a lot of it, it's not that. It's much closer camera where it's like, oh yeah, they just built this set and this is what's going on.
Well, it's like a 20-minute sequence. Like the plane jump, the plane hanging on, and that can be one shot because it's one thing for like 30 seconds of the movie.
I'm not asking it for it to be one shot. I am asking for it to have been shot a little bit differently for me to have felt that level of suspense, because I didn't. I agree with you that this, as the achievement that it is unfucking believable. I will give you that every day of the week. But I'm just saying that in the moment, I felt a lot less stress than I usually do in a Tom Cruise big stunt, because it looked maybe like it wasn't real sometimes.
I think, sure, but not all the time. So like, sure, there are moments where like he's just on the wing and he's there, and like the camera angle could just be like a set or whatever. But like, I think they did a great job in the editing, cutting from, you get moments like that where it could be fake or whatever, and it's a little bit closer in or whatever, and then like the next shot is him literally just hanging on by one arm, and you get the wide angle and it's clearly real. Mm-hmm. Like they cut in between where like there are times where he's hanging on the wing and you get the wide angle, or you get him like slipping or whatever, where I was on the edge of my seat. And then there were a few shots where maybe I wasn't on the edge of my seat as much, but then it cuts to the next scene, him hanging by the strap with one arm, and that's next. So it kind of goes back and forth where it's like, not all of them were wide angle crazy shots like the cliff jump or whatever, but plenty of them were. So I was on the edge of my seat almost the whole time.
Yeah, I don't have a specific, I haven't seen the movie since I watched it over a week ago. And, I do plan on seeing it again because it was just such a blast. My mom has already seen it again. But it is just like in that sequence specifically, that's how I felt.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know why. I don't know what was edited together as to why. Like, I'm not a film guy. I'm never going to make movies. I'm not a director. I'm not an editor or whatever. I never will be. So I don't know what it was specifically, but in watching it, I was like, oh, I wish this felt more real to me. That was my feeling.
Did you see the interview where the person asked the director, have you ever told Tom Cruise no?
No.
And he was like, once, and it was for that stunt. Tom did it 19 times. He went up in the air and did all that stuff. And there were times where Tom Cruise was hanging on the plane and he literally passed out because of the 140 mile per hour winds, and they can't land the plane unless he crawls back into the seat. And like, they only had 3 minutes left to fuel, and he was hanging on. They were waiting for him to wake up so he could get back in, all this stuff. So things were just like, it was crazy. And he did it 19 times, and he landed, and Tom Cruise came over. He's like, okay, I got a couple more ideas. I can do this. And the director was like, no, we got it. We got all the footage we need. You're good. We're done. And Tom was like, okay.
Wow.
Crazy.
In terms of like all-time duos, I think Batman and Robin are up there. I think Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are up there. I think the Bad Boys are up there. I think there's a couple maybe that we're missing. In a couple years, maybe we'll be up there. Cloak and Dagger are up there. I think that Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie,
they seem to got it.
Number one.
They seem to have a simpatico. They got it down.
They are such professionals at entertaining the world.
Yeah.
It's actually breathtaking how good they are at entertaining people.
What do you think about the fact that Tom Cruise has like completely redone his public image in the last 20 years?
What do you think about it?
I talked to someone in my family about this who is of the somewhat older generation that didn't like him as much. And she sent me like a long text of why, and I never got around to reading it, which sucks because I wanted to go back and read it. And but growing up, so I'm sure there's reasons, and we could go through a couple. I'm sure there are reasons, but the ones that people always brought up, and I saw a video about this that literally talked about him reshaping his public image, and the two examples that video brought up are the two that my parents always brought up when I asked them, which aren't really the Scientology thing. That's one. Whatever, sure. Like that one I understand and get. But then that's been baked into the cake for like forever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But this one, the other one is just like he was weird during some interviews and he jumped on Oprah's couch.
Correct.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there were other things happening in the time that he did, and that was kind of just like the focal point where like he finally was just kind of being obnoxious, talking about being in love. It just seemed like he was. I watched the interview. I remember like 10 years ago, I asked my parents like, "Why don't you like Tom Cruise?" And they were like, "Oh, he jumped on Oprah's sofa one time," and I went and watched the interview. I thought it was totally fine. So I don't know. There are plenty of reasons that Tom Cruise might have been weird or annoying back in 20 years ago or whatever. But it seems like everyone loves him now. Because he is just so passionate about what he does. He puts his life on the line, and he really cares about what we care about, which is cinema and going to the movies and saving theaters. And like he really stepped up during COVID, and the way he talks about that and how passionate he is about that, and just how kind he is on every red carpet with every. We have friends who have went on Mission Impossible set and talked to him and have interviewed him, and watching every single one, he really seems to like be focused on what the person is saying and caring and like really selling his movie and really being kind, and the fact that he loves movies, he makes great movies, and he seems kind during interviews. I personally don't have a reason to not like him that much.
So it's interesting that you're bringing up Tom Cruise, homie. We jumping up on these couches. That's like, oh, I shouldn't be quoting Kanye West nowadays.
Was that Kanye West?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's good song though. Big Sean song, so I feel better. The thing about Tom Cruise jumping on the couch is so interesting because I've seen the interview as well, and I really don't think it's a big deal. And when you look at what he does, like, did you see him at the world premiere of Mission Impossible and he gets on the fucking plane? And he's just on top of the plane? Like, he just does shit like that. That's just who he is. He's so passionate about everything he does. That doesn't bother me at all. And it's interesting that was such a straw that broke the camel's back for like millions of people. It's like he jumped on Oprah's couch.
And Oprah wasn't like, stop it. Oprah was like, woo! Like everyone was having fun with it. I don't know. We weren't there. I think it was a product of the times.
It is weird, especially because we live in this era where so many people act like they're so much more not like nonchalant is a word that's thrown around everything. But like this guy is just passionate about what he does, and that's so much more accepted now than I think then. And it's interesting. It's just interesting to me. I'm with you 100% on everything you're saying. He is part of a cult, right? Scientology.
Is he still in that?
I believe. He's just quiet about it now. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, but we don't know.
We don't know what bad stuff Scientology has done or is responsible for. People have come out of Scientology and said all these bad things. Maya Rudolph is a famous example. Unless I'm getting her mistaken with somebody else. If I am, I'm sorry. But yeah, like it's just, shit happens, but I completely agree. He has completely reshaped his image, and I do agree with you. I think most people just adore him now, which I think is great. Because as you and I have said on this podcast, we said it after Dead Reckoning Part 1, we will say it after Final Reckoning, this is the greatest entertainer in the world. This is the greatest actor in the world. There's nobody that is doing what he is doing every single day for our entertainment. He's the GOAT, and it's not, I don't think it's close.
Got a 7-minute standing ovation at Cannes, right? This movie, and then he got a standing ovation at CinemaCon while we were there.
Good.
And he does eat popcorn mad weird though. Did you see that? But it was kind of cool the way he did it. I'm down with him eating popcorn however he wants.
He can eat popcorn off of somebody's shoe. I don't give a fuck. He's Tom Cruise. And
he's the only person that would probably eat it while hanging out the side of a plane. So frick you guys. Yeah.
You want to rank Mission Impossible movies here?
Yeah.
And we'll wrap up with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
You could start.
Follow us on Letterboxd, guys. At Wafello.
Alex Azor, ALEX AZOR.
All right, coming in.
Wait. What are you doing here, Andrew?
I am going to... Here is my ranking for Mission Impossible movies. Starting at number 8 and last is the correct answer, Mission Impossible 2. It was still fun. I still give it a 6 out of 10 because it's the product of the times. He's rock climbing at the start. He's got the long hair. He's throwing the sunglasses that explode. He's kicking a gun up at the end of the movie and catching it midair. So much slow motion. It's ridiculous. This is the horniest action movie I think I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. The first hour is like, there are literally lines that are like about getting spanked and like they're having sex like in flipping a car and driving a car off a cliff and like being all sexy about it. The whole first hour is just about who wants to have sex with who. It's crazy. But they still have one of the best mask reveals in this movie, and it's still a Mission Impossible movie. So it's a 6 out of 10, but it's definitely at the bottom. At number 7, I have the first Mission Impossible. A lot of people are low on the first Mission Impossible. I am not. I think it's great. I think I give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah.
But you still have it at second to last place.
I still have it at second to last place, which just goes to show an 8 out of 10 movie is in 7th place. This movie series is insane.
Yes.
I like the gadgets. I like the gum that he sticks and blows up. I like the twist. The fact that this guy's dead and he's not, his team. Still a great movie. Great start.
The scene of him dropping. It's just incredible.
Yeah. At number 6, I have the most recent one, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I have that there. Again, it's the Endgame. It's the Avengers Endgame of these movies. It's a mess. But it's epic and it's a conclusion, and I gave that an 8 out of 10 as well. Coming in at the rest of these are 9 out of 10s. The next 5 are 9 out of 10s or above.
Incredible.
Okay. Are you gonna hate me? I think you might hate me. I have Rogue Nation.
That's fine.
I have Rogue Nation. I have basically nothing bad to say about the next 5 movies.
Yeah.
I think from 3 to 7, which is all these movies next, it's just
unbelievable.
Crazy. It's unbelievable.
The run that they went on, it's genuinely generational.
Yeah.
You got Rogue Nation next after Rogue Nation.
Mission Impossible 3 is at my 4 spot.
Okay, yeah.
I used to have that at 1.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with anyone putting any of these 5 in any order. Like, Mission Impossible 2 should be at the bottom, and then these, do whatever you want. If you have Mission Impossible 3 at number 1, I don't got a problem with that. I think Philip Seymour Hoffman, I think everyone agrees, is the best villain in the entire series.
Absolutely.
And some of the love story that they have and the back and forth. This is the first time, like I mentioned, we watched all of these in the Discord, and I really enjoyed Mission Impossible 1 and 2, but then Mission Impossible 3, that was the first time where, like, multiple times during the movie, I was like, this is why I love movies. This is great. The opening, that has the best opening with him counting to 10 and threatening to shoot his wife, and then that's the greatest cold open, and it leads into the greatest villain. At number 3, I have Ghost Protocol. Great. This is when the gadgets really start taking off. That's with the screen in the hallway, right? And also, I don't know, during the watch parties for this one, there's that moment where he gets on top of the Kremlin. He uses the little thing and gets on top, and then he like swings over and he's like on top of, and he's lying there. And then he just like breaks the fourth wall for a second, just looks at the camera and he goes, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. What? What? We all lost our minds, but it was just, the movie's so awesome you don't care.
Yeah.
That's great. I think that's in that movie.
Yeah. Burj Khalifa in that movie. You haven't mentioned.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's one of my favorite stunts
ever.
Just because I like the ones that go on for an extended period of time. Like the plane hanging on and the cliff jump are both great, and I have those pretty high. But like that sequence went on for so long, and he's dealing with the gloves not working, and then smashing through the window and swinging, and then it not making it as far, than him having to. It's great. At number 2, I have Mission Impossible Fallout. It's not my number 1. Crazy. But the gun reload, Henry Cavill, the twist at the end where they do the mask to frame him is great. The whole, it's really tough for me to not put this at 1 because I really love that's the helicopter chase, and then the hook and the cliff fight is all amazing, and then they bring back the wife, and the wife is able to help. I love all of that. Again, nothing bad to say about any of these movies. It's a 9 out of 10. But I do have Dead Reckoning at the number 1 spot. I got to see this in theaters with a bunch of my friends and with my dad, so that was a lot of fun. So I remember really, really liking it. But on rewatch, it's still my number 1. Basically for 2 reasons. the ending sequence with
The train
is just
Redonkulous.
so fun. It's so fun. The plot, all the plots, you could kind of mix and match, whatever. This one has the AI thing that can be a little bit too much for people. Gabriel, all that. It didn't bother me enough to put it low. The train sequence, and then I also love the airport sequence. The airport sequence where you introduce Haley Atwell, who is unbelievably breathtaking beautiful in this freaking movie. I cannot stress it enough. I've never been like a huge Haley Atwell person ever before, but I cannot get her out of my head in these Mission Impossible movies. It's absolutely insane. I don't know what they did. I don't know what she did. It's crazy. But the whole back and forth, we're pickpocketing, we're making the things appear, we're doing magic, we got to pickpocket him back. Benji's having to defuse a bomb. We got the CIA, IMF people running after us. Love that whole sequence. It's just the best movie ever. That's my number one. I love these movies, man.
Guess what? We have very similar lists.
Great. Let's hear it.
I think your list is great. I have no problems with your list.
I'm sure I'll love yours as well.
So my ranking for Mission Impossible, the franchise, goes as follows. 2 is last place. It's 8th place. Mission Impossible 2, everything you said about it, it's fun, whatever, but it's a little too much for me. I have Mission Impossible 1 second to last as well, just like you, but I feel completely differently about that movie than you are. I think it is dated. A lot of the sequences don't work for me. And overall, when I rewatched it a couple years ago, I found it really boring. And I was actually disappointed with how boring I found it. I don't know why. I don't know why it works for everybody else and it just doesn't work for me. It happens. Sorry, like whatever. The next one I have is the latest as well, which is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which is a great final act, but the first hour and a half is such a sludge that I had to put it this low. Here's our first disagreement. Otherwise, We've been exactly the same so far. I have Mission Impossible 3. Okay. I agree with you. I think that Philip Seymour Hoffman is the best villain of the series. I agree with a lot of your saying. I love the opening. I love the rabbit's foot plot. I think that it's super, super fun. I just, like you said, the run that they go on from 3 to 7 is so incredible that's just the one that I like the least. And the big stunt in 3 is him with the explosion hitting the car isn't nearly as exciting.
That's also the one where he's sliding down the glass, shooting people on each side.
Okay, yeah, that one's fun as well.
But that bridge sequence is still really fun, but it's not.
Exactly. Yeah. So next we've got Mission Impossible 4. Ghost Protocol. This is the Burj Khalifa. I think this movie is just fabulous. I'm just a tad lower on it than the ones that came after. The next one I've got, Rogue Nation. I think Rogue Nation is so much fun. I loved rewatching it in the Discord with everybody. I think Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa is a great inclusion to the franchise, and I love her in every scene she's in. I think that I really like the villain of Rogue Nation, and his evil voice is so scary and evil, and I really like him. And
the ending where they got him in the glass box.
It's great.
It's so good.
Introduce you to the IMF. It's so good. It's just so good. And then the scene at the end with Alec Baldwin and Jeremy Renner, where he's like, "Welcome to the IMF director." It's just so good.
I love the fact that they let Alec Baldwin do his little monologue about how insane Ethan Hunt is. He's like, he's a ghost. You'll never find him. Whatever. And then they let him do all that. And then right after he gets to see that he's in the room with Ethan Hunt. It made me so happy.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Is that the one where they're fighting in the opera too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great sequence.
Oh my gosh.
And again, look, we all, something that we haven't talked about enough in this, and this is part of the reason why Final Reckoning isn't that great, is every single one of these movies, it feels like, except Final Reckoning, has an unbelievably great mask reveal. And the mask reveals in Rogue Nation, the mask reveal in Final Reckoning isn't great. The mask reveal in Rogue Nation is so peak. It's so good. It might be the second best mask reveal in the series.
I might want to do a ranking of mask reveals on the Patreon.
I'm totally down for that. It's just so good. So Rogue Nation is there. But then I'm with you. I was floored by Dead Reckoning Part 1. That's my number 2.
There are people who don't like it.
They're wrong.
They're wrong.
They're wrong.
They're so wrong.
Dead Reckoning is so much fun. It's my, spoiler alert, that's my favorite stunt. Him going off that cliff. I couldn't believe how much the camera lingered on it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen this in the trailer. And then it's like, oh, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this. Oh my gosh, he's still going. I know that you don't love it as much because it is shorter than all the other ones, but it's special, man. I love that stunt. And like everything you said, I agree with every single thing you said. And I like Gabriel as a villain, and I like the AI being the villain, and I love the opening sequence, and I love the mask reveal. Rogue Nation's just the fucking best. Dead Reckoning Part 1 is just the fucking best. But at number 1, I have, in my opinion, one of the great modern action films. If I want to talk about best action movies of all time, I name Aliens, I name Predator, I name Terminator 2. And there are very few modern day action movies that I put in this conversation. Mission Impossible Fallout may be at the top of that list. Maybe the greatest action movie I've ever seen in my life. Henry Cavill, it's the greatest performance of Henry Cavill's career by far. The action sequence in the bathroom is ridiculous.
Best fight scene in
not even close. Yeah. It's really not even close.
It's not close.
It's incredible. And there's some great comedy in Fallout. In the bathroom scene, there's the scene where Ethan just notices that he's waking up and he does a double take and then he gets chopped in the neck. Oh, it's so funny. And something that you didn't bring up that I was desperate for you to bring up. You're talking about cold opens. Fallout has the greatest cold open in any movie I've ever seen in my life, which is Wolf Blitzer, the Wolf Blitzer mask reveal with the news of the bombings to get the info.
It got me. I had seen the movie before. I was like, did they really set off 3 nukes? I was like talking to chat. I was talking to the Discord. I was like, and then I was like, oh no, we got him. I forgot.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It is. And it's crazy because that stunt is like the worst stunt. The Halo dive, which is still absurd, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's,
Which one? Is this Ghost Protocol? Side of plane?
That's Rogue Nation.
Okay.
Ghost Protocol is Burj Khalifa. Rogue Nation is Side of Plane. Fallout is Henry Cavill skydive and he passed out and Ethan needs to catch him. And then obviously Dead Reckoning. And then Final Reckoning is planes.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous run. So yeah, I haven't rewatched Fallout, but I'm sure when I will. I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I'm sure when I will, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 and tell you that it's one of the greatest action movies of all time. It's just peak.
We're going to go, we're done basically, right?
Yeah, I wanted to end off with one super nerdy thing for
I got something.
Our nerds. Please. Okay. Real quick, just a quick question. Who's the best post-Endgame MCU villain? I'm going to name some of the best for you.
This is so random.
I know, but it's something nerdy for our MCU fans, and they get rewarded for staying till the end.
Okay, what was it?
We love you. The best MCU villain post-Endgame. I'm going to give you some of the best options, the most popular. Sentry, Wenwu, Green Goblin, High Evolutionary, Wanda, Namor, Kang, Mysterio, and Kingpin.
My gut goes to High Evolutionary and Kingpin.
Over Green Goblin and No Way Home.
Yes, I think he's somewhat carried by the Tobey movies, or at least his introduction is. If I include
Norman's on sabbatical, honey.
It's so good. I'm not saying it's not.
He kills Aunt May. How about when Tom Holland's punching him in the hallway?
Yeah, and he's laughing.
laughing.
I just think his introduction, I feel like, is already a part of me when I'm watching that. So if we include that, then yes.
Strong enough to have it all, too weak to take it.
Sure, I'll put him top 3.
He's number 1.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you convinced me. All right.
He is. High Evolutionary's 2, though.
You like Winwood, too, though, don't you?
I love Wenwu. Wenwu might be 3 or 4 for me.
You're too mean to that movie, man. You've got too many positives to have it that low.
Maybe. And an honorable mention is, I think, Loki season 1. I think the He Who Remains in that is really spectacular.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I'll never forget that show ending and people being like, I don't think this guy's as scary as Thanos. And I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, he's like, if you kill me, the thing you're going to be scared of is me. I'm terrified of me. That's so good. The MCU was doing a lot right in that time period.
They were doing a lot wrong.
Then.
But that's right when they started.
It is. It's right before Multiverse of Madness, which is, like I said, the downtrot.
Yeah.
What was the thing that you wanted to end on?
So we're gonna go to the Patreon. Did you want to talk about stunts?
We're going to do that on the Patreon.
Okay, so we'll talk about. We're gonna rank stunts, do a stunt bracket on the Patreon. I got some other fun stuff. I got a fan segment. I got a bunch of stuff. But you tell me how crazy this statement is.
Okay.
After rewatching them all.
Oh, wow. I'm not ready for this. Spit it out.
Best, favorite, however you want me to say it. In the conversation, I could be convinced. I could possibly decide to say the statement. Mission Impossible is the best movie series of all time.
Just based on consistency.
Just based on consistency. James Bond is a movie series. Aliens, Terminator, all these things.
All of these things have garbage movies.
Jurassic Park.
Star Wars has garbage.
Correct.
The MCU has garbage.
The MCU has garbage. There are runs that are particularly better. But give me 8 movies from any franchise, what is consistently the best?
Well, no. You take the best at 8 MCU movies. I take it over Mission Impossible.
Well, just the 8 movie run. So you have to take 8 movies in a row or something.
Oh, fuck. Well, you can't do that with the MCU.
That's what I'm saying.
The MCU is dog shit everywhere you look. 8 in a row.
Yeah. So if you take the average of any movie series, like Mission Impossible is just so much fun. Like it's just so good. I don't know. I watched 7 of these movies in a week and a half with our Discord, right?
And you were never exhausted.
I was never exhausted, and
Even
I was
though they're
looking
all
forward
kind
to
of
them.
the same. But it doesn't matter.
But different enough. But yes, they have this like some of the basic framework. But I was watching it. It's hard for me. I was looking forward to the movie nights, the watch parties, and I just couldn't think of another movie series where I was like, I could put 8 movies on in a row, like Harry Potter. But no.
But you don't like the last one. I really don't like the 4th one or the 6th one. And they're exhausting. The Harry Potter movies, I get exhausted of them.
I love
them, but they're exhausting.
The characters, the world, the fantasy. I love that world, but I don't get to the end of Harry Potter 5 the same way I get to the end of Mission Impossible 5, where I'm like, that was a movie.
It's not Star Wars.
It's not.
The Star Wars 8 movie run is original trilogy, prequels, Force Awakens, and Rogue One.
It's not doing it for me.
By the way, I rewatched Rogue One because of Andor, and I have very new thoughts. We'll go over those on the Patreon.
Bye, guys.